Um, gonna be streaming for super long. It's the pop up sandwich on this. Let's see. So games. Let's see. Not so much these. I keep like removing some small games, like maybe Dusk or Duke Nukem or DuckTales or whatever. I end up reinstalling them. The reason I get rid of them is because I'm like, well, I don't have a choice, and then I'm out somewhere, and I'm like, you know what I want to play is I want to play one of those games. But I got. Let's see. We'll see if this stuff shows up. I don't think it's going to. Oh. However, I've got two games in here I haven't configured yet. And I also have a few of these. I don't even know if all of these work. The only game I checked out, I had to do a bunch of adjusting to get the set to work, but I got Geometry Wars 2 running. Pretty sure Darkstalker should be fine. And I only put smaller games in here because I just wanted to see if this stuff was going to be, playable. Of course it is. They even have Bean. So go with Mega Man 9. Might not work, I don't know. A lot of these you have to go into this text file and change some stuff to make it pop up right. Like if you don't change a certain flag in a text file, it makes it look like you need to purchase the games. And there and changed it, and I was like, alright, I did it. And it didn't fix anything, and I was like, what the hell? And then I looked again, and I was like, oh wait, there's another one. There's another text file I have to go. Okay. Alright, let's do the thing. Alright, so all I'm gonna do in this, if this works, is I'm going to go into it was Time Attack. So the demo, this game, it was just this. And I played through the demo for this game so many times. The game finally came out and I could play the rest of the levels. Like, oh man, this game is awesome. I don't think I ever finished it though. To finish more Mega Man games, usually it's even a patience thing. I don't remember what the boss is weak. This is all off of memory. I'm demoed so many times. This is the full game. It is wild to me. So this was, I remember dying not here. Might die here. You only get one life in the time travel, so. Damn. Yeah. Redo, redo, redo. I need to play some other stuff. Like one of the games I was like, oh shoot, you know what? Because I don't want to commit to putting like as Xbox. Also, here's a problem. Emulation, you can play whatever you want to. I don't want to play Xbox 360 games, and I don't know why. I feel like all the good ones, not all of them, but a lot of the good ones ended up on PC. You have like native PC. Especially now, you know, like maybe like Halo 3 would be a game people want to play, but at this point you can get the Halo collection. But why would you go download a ROM for Halo 3? It's going to be less accurate versus getting the for support and stuff too. Hold myself. So this part, these things here, the blocks with the air pattern, you can follow through. Important. I'm gonna say it's like it's here. The block that's right there. That's an old Mega Man. I saw that working. That was the thing that got me to be like, all right, this is actually a Mega Man. You can pass off the screen, and an enemy will just like disappear when you come back. If you come back at the wrong angle, sometimes. Careful. This is also plain ass Mega Man. The charge, sliding, straight up Mega Man. Boss fight. Almost every time I've done this fight with a D, I end up just this. I also occasionally I'll just die because of that. It's that, and he charges and does a lot of damage. Boy. Oh no. Got him. You still got it. Alright. I remember playing that stage over and over and over. So a thing about me with games is I like games. I'm gonna go ahead and close that. When I play racing games, like I like playing racing games in time trial mode. I used to love like actual racing people, but the thing with time trial mode is, you know, if you're trying to tell somebody to go, who's a better driver? To me, it was always a better judge of your skill if you're just playing, you know, it's just a hot lap or whatever. Passes time. Instead of being like, oh well, because you cut this person off at this spot or whatever, like changes things. Now, if I play a simulation racer, I'm okay with that. I don't know if this game's gonna load or not. I hope it does. This was the one where I was like, oh shoot, I can get Afterburner Climax in Outrun Online Arcade. Oh, what did I just? I did something. Sure hate it when that happens. So this is the game that taught me how to play Outrun. There's supposed to be the way that this game taught me how to play Outrun is play this.
Automatic transmission.
Deal with it.
Outrun mode.
When you have 5. You don't have 5 minutes. You have a definite time.
Flashway.
And the more you play, the further you get, which is a really cool feeling. And like you start realizing, oh, if I go this way, it does a different thing. But the fact that this game is just playing on my Steam Deck is wild. First person view. But this is like one of the few racing games I can. So Outrun game where you spend most of the, at least this version of the game, you spend a lot of time drifting. That changed the way I able to play arcade racing. And I actually got an appreciation for old Outrun. Liked original Outrun back in the day. This right here, learning how to do this, that felt so good. I'm gonna take the E. Losing control here for some extra scrolly. So you see the time limit that's up there. If you notice, the gargoyles. When I go to this checkpoint, time goes up. So the way this works is you have a set time limit to get through the entire thing. The faster you get to the checkpoint, you know, the more time you're gonna have, obviously. But it leads to this thing where, like, maybe you learn how to, like, ace certain sections of the track or whatever. You get to other parts where, like, just lose a bunch of time. So you end up trying to figure out a way, like, alright, if I can manage to get to this part even faster when I get to this other section that I struggle with, it'll balance out. Keep going with the easy path. I don't feel like trying. I think this game to this day looks incredible. I remember playing this game with a wheel too. And I'm gonna finish this, and the first time I finished it, like, my heart was beating hard. And then afterwards it's like, oh, it's nothing. That first time, man. Like, you could be watching me play this right now and be like, this is whatever. Nothing. But you're actually playing it yourself. It takes a while to learn how to, like, drift, or, you know, maybe get through something like that without, like, completely stopping because that car is in the other cars that are there. Somebody said, I think the designer for this game, this isn't a racing game, this is a driving game. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense. It's a weird statement, but what they mean is, like, instead of worrying about, like, I've got the rival car that's in front of me. Instead of worrying about the rival car, what I'm actually worried about is just getting through this. Passing rivals doesn't matter. It gives you maybe more points, like in the score up there, but, you know, inconsequential. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever, it doesn't really make a big difference. And the other thing that's really cool about Outrun is, so at the moment I'm taking the easy path. I have complete control over what path I take when it comes to the little big gaps. You choose, like, do you want to go easy or hard? And there's no real benefit to going one way over another. I think each route has a different time limit or a different high score table. And it's like anytime you go to the left, the path is easier. So you can make, like, 3 trips to the right and then branch off to the left and then end up, like, maybe going with the center part of the course, which is another thing that's super cool to me. close. Close to that issue. So focused right now, man. Good. Here's a mode, if you notice that the passenger, she's got hearts that are popping up. There's a mode, and I think it's called heart attack mode, and she gives you different objectives. She'll be like, alright, I want you to pass 10 cars, so then you have to do that. I think this is the end of the race. So the first time I got here, there's so many times I would get right there and time out. And I would just be like, oh, you know, heartbroken. Like I said, you get about 5 minutes. You don't have exactly 5 minutes, but when you finish the thing the first time, around the 5 minute mark. Each route has a different ending. So this is the branching path I was talking about, where like if you want to just do the hard tracks, you can go straight right. What's really cool is if you look at that map there, you end up like looking at the levels and you're like, man, I want to see what that level is. And you have to like remember, like, oh, if I go like right twice and then left twice, I'm going to end up here trying to see everything that's okay. Let's go with G, actually.
Game over.
There's that. So there's Afterburner Climax, Darkstalkers, Fighting Vipers. A lot of these games already have versions of. I don't think I had Ikaruga on the Steam Deck already. This version of Perfect Dark, Sensible World of Soccer, Speedball 2, Strike Online Edition. This was a game I wanted to get, but I didn't have. I think my 360 broke by the time I was on that. I played a lot of vanilla Street Fighter 4. That was new on the Xbox 360 using the 360 D-pad, which I wish I had still, because that controller is great for like first-person shooters and racing games. I feel the same way about the Xbox Series controller, but the actual the D-pad, it was a weird disc thing. And you got people now, they're like, oh man, yeah, if you want to play a fighting game, the best D-pad is Xbox One. It's the right shape, but it clicks. You can kind of hear this. That's because I'm pressing it harder. Yeah, no, the Xbox D-pads are designed, to me, they're designed to go through menus. The controller's designed for 3D games, so the D-pad is inconsequential. Whereas with the PlayStation, I feel like the PlayStation considered, you know, everything to me. So I feel like it's a better controller. Like the PS3, 4, 5 controllers, I feel like they work better for fighting in terms of the D-pad. And retro stuff too. N. Alright, so we'll load up Perfect Dark. This works. This is Perfect Dark. It was the PC or the Xbox port, which is super cool. It was cool because it has enhanced graphics, as you can see, but I want to say it also added dual analog controls, so you can use the left stick to move and the right stick to look around. Anytime there's like a source port or a remake of these old games like that, it makes them so much more trivial for single player. because the games are designed, you know, with the Nintendo 64 controller in mind, where you're using like the analog stick to move and look, and then maybe like the C buttons are strafing and looking down.
Datadyne will put him through mind conditioning. We'll lose our best chance of finding out what Datadyne are up to.
Are they all expendable?
Don't joke. You have to be careful, Joanna. Code keys will only operate while the owner is alive. If you kill them, the key is useless. Armed guards are a different matter, of course.
What's the target location?
Work your way down the building to the ground level. Dr. Cowell will be in a research lab somewhere in the underground facility.
How will I recognize them?
We don't have an image record, and we can't find any official files. All we have is the name. Good luck, Dr. Dark.
Okay. Perfect Dark is not a game I was ever like a big fan of. I actually own it. I have the cartridge because it's one of those games that people will tell you like, oh yeah, Perfect Dark is one of the best games ever on the N64. It's like way better than GoldenEye. I'm like, are you on drugs? Why would you say this? Oh, I don't want to do this. There you go. So this was the follow-up that Rare did to. It's not a follow-up. It's not like a sequel, but it was the game they made after Gold. People are like, oh, they need to make another first-person shooter. What happened is I think EA got the rights to the James Bond license, and they made. Is it The World Is Not Enough and Tomorrow Never Dies and all these other games? And The World Is Not Enough is technically fine. I think it's an game. It's got a lot more depth to the missions, but it's not as accessible as to me. Perfect Dark, big shape. Anyway, Perfect Dark has a lot of the same like art, I suppose, soul, whatever. They have a lot of I feel like there's things that people probably wanted from GoldenEye. You know, maybe they didn't think about it when the game was new, but they did as time went by. Like maybe they wanted to have colors to be or gooder. Okay. Cool. Anyway, so you got the single player mode. The single player mode has a lot more objectives. And you've got more because they're not tied to the James Bond license. They can have like crazy future. As you can see, this takes place in the future. They can have crazy futuristic weapons. Like I think the one I remember the most is whatever the laptop gun is, which is like a machine gun, but I think you could like throw it somewhere and use it as like a turret. All sorts of cool stuff. You have to, you know, use a lot more imagination.
Why me? I'm going for cover. Why me?
Sure. Gotta get used to these controls. Turn the lights on and off. This. I don't have to worry about that. Actually, let me see how dark does it get. pitch black in there. Kind of useless. I wonder if it's supposed to be like that or graphical.
Come here. I heard a noise.
Happened. Again, as a kid, I remember renting this game. And not getting it, and it's because I didn't have the expansion pack. So what I ended up having to do, if you wanted to rent an expansion pack, you couldn't rent an expansion pack. That gave you the enhanced graphics in before. You would have to rent Donkey Kong. I convinced my parents to let me rent 2 games. I got Donkey Kong 64 and I rented it. I wanted to play this, but I couldn't see everything. You know, not the expansion pack. If you don't have it, it's like you can play like the PvP mode against the AI, but you can only certain types of bots and building.
Come here.
I think this was the game that when it came out, not when it came out, when they were talking about it before it came out, they were saying that you were going to map your face into the game and, you know, use yourself for, like, you know, playing friends, you know, and versus mode. You could make your own character and you could have their face in the game. You could be running around. I don't think that ever actually materialized. They advertise that so much. Down. Up in the middle.
Intruder alert.
Yeah, what's wild about this is this. Oh. Yeah, this is definitely a graphical issue. And it keeps going, and it keeps going, and you come down all the way to here. I remember thinking,
Wipe her out. Give it up.
I guess because it felt like, you know, come down here, it's also like stuff. I think I was supposed to do. Might have been down. I don't remember. I know there was a door here. Oh, or I don't think this is the one. I think I have to go back upstairs.
One stupid gun.
These guys are just.
you and what are you doing here?
Look out! He's got a gun!
Please don't kill me!
She got me.
Well, anyway, this exists. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and close this. We'll close this game. The reason I loaded that is because what Bean is it was rumored to exist for a long time. And I think the code leaked or whatever. Somebody was like, "Oh, I had this this and that was supposed to launch and it didn't come out." It's GoldenEye. It was 360. Don't know what just happened there. I have no clue what just happened there. Everything just kind of shut off. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it holds up really well. It's a game that, I don't know, I feel like I'm biased because I grew up with it. But I feel like if I go play it, and maybe you give somebody the context for like, oh hey, this is, if you give them an N64 controller, like, hey, do you want to play GoldenEye? And they mess around with it, like, oh, this is weird, and they start playing versus with somebody that knows what they're doing. I feel like it's a game that people can kind of pick up real easily and get really. Hopefully this works this time. I don't know what just happened. I just looked down and my Steam Deck had restarted. It has nothing to do with this. It might. Go with Agent. But yeah, when this came out, it's pretty cool. Pretty big surprise. Oh, yeah, that game definitely doesn't work. It just restarted my Steam Deck again, so it must just be the game itself. Darn. Oh well, I've got the N64. One of my things that I try to explain to people that are closer to my age, people talk about games, and like how games are different now. I'm like, you know how much, like when I was a kid, how there's so many free to play games that are out there now that people kind of like look down on, like, oh, I'm not gonna play Fortnite or X or Warzone or whatever. Like, man, do you know how happy I would have been as a kid if I had a single game that was somehow free to play? The most you could do when I was a kid is maybe you have a friend who, has games that doesn't really play them, that lets you borrow their games, or you go to an arcade and you just kind of like hang out and maybe somebody walks away from, like, I don't know, the X-Men game. That was how I learned how to play So I play rhythm games. There's Dance Dance Revolution, but there's also Pump It Up. And the way I learned how to play Pump It Up was hanging out at the arcade and waiting for people to walk away. And then like when they would like leave, you know, maybe they couldn't finish the song or they're just like, I don't know how to play this. I would hop on their game until I figured out, you know, how to get better. Yeah, I remember they had like the Pizza Hut demos in the US, which was oh man. I didn't when the PlayStation was like big, I didn't really have one. I got it when Metal Gear Solid and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater came out. But we had a family that was staying with us, and their son had a PlayStation, and I remember like him making a big deal about demo discs. And I was like, what is a demo disc? Because I had an N64, and he pulls out this disc, and it's got 12 games on it. 12 games on it. It's like 8 movies, but 4 demos for a game. That was wild. This is one of those games I wish got talked about. Got John Smith, Eddie Doe. Eat out, Foxies. So this is one of those games that every now and then, like it's real good YouTube fodder. Somebody has like a hidden gems list. This is a real good one of those. Because this plays, it's not the same thing, but it definitely reminds me of Super Smash Brothers. Like, never hear anybody talk about this. Got him. Yo, what just happened? Are you serious? Got him. Hospital.
You did a great job. Your next target is John Smith. I offer you 1,200,000 Swiss francs to eliminate him. You will find him in the downtown skyscraper where a wired explosive has been set. Proceed with caution.
Playing these games as a kid and being, yo, that person's ancient. They're 30. Definitely old. Well. My big game with that is Resident Evil. Playing Resident Evil and everybody, when I was a kid, felt like they were so old and mature. And like, playing it now, I realized like, oh, I'm like, everybody on this crew, like the old man on the crew, Barry is like, what, like early 30s or something?
Rocket launcher. Gun. 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 Gun.
Nice.
Gun.
Bye.
High. High. Fruit basket.
Oh, it's a. They're using it as a weapon. Is not what I saw that being.
Flamethrower.
Oh no.
Fruit basket. Fruit basket. Gun. Flamethrower. Gun.
Oh,
Flamethrower.
I'm super dead.
Gun. Nick 1.
Yeah, man. Done. Arcade games, man. So many like wild games that are out there that just don't get talked about because there's so many arcade games. What I used to like to do with MAME is I used to like to go into MAME and just kind of like on a Saturday just go there and just scroll and maybe select a random game. I think there's actually some I feel like there's a way to just launch a random game like MAME nowadays. Younger, that was my go-to. Because I'd get, you know, wrapped up playing the same games. Like I'm gonna play Alpha 2 and Alpha 3, maybe like Last Blade, Metal Slug or whatever. All of a sudden it's like, oh hey, let's go play Relief Pitcher. This game's gonna work. Okay. Oh wow, look at this. Relief Pitcher. Hey. Chicago Stro. Oh, I know what this is. What happened there? Oh, I ordered something to fix the problem. It's doing the thing where my controller is set to player 2, even though it's supposed to be first player. It's first player in Steam. Anyway, all right. So arcade 360 stuff, which is all these here. However, other thing I had set up. Oh wait, let's see if I can load it. I think I'm gonna have to go. Probably change something in Dolphin. Go with Tatsunoko. Let's see. Don't know what this is. Dude. I haven't successfully played a single on here yet. I added a bunch of stuff. By a bunch of stuff, I mean the Xbox 360 games, these games, and Virtual Fighter 5 Final Showdown was the other one. Where I realized, because I think I had Yakuza Like a Dragon installed specifically to play it, and realized it's only versus. So I was like, let me get the actual game because I have the ROM anyway.
Select your heroes!
Oh man, see, this. So hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I can it's stupid. I'll be able to hold the Steam Deck in my hands like a savage and look at the TV and stream directly from the Steam Deck. I mean, I'm still going to be using a dock, but you know what I mean. I remember a friend telling me about this game. Oh, it's not. P1 control. Classic. Dang. I'm messing up left and right over here. One more try. Well. Alright, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. I hope this works. Works out. Okay. The B button for sure. Up and down is up and down right now, which is a good sign. Before it was up and down or left and right because it was emulating the Wii remote being sideways. Yeah, we're good. Alright. Like a basic team. Tekka Man. I had a friend who used to talk about having this in his when he was going to college. They had an arcade machine for this or something, like set up like downstairs. I think there was one here in Georgia too, at Georgia Tech. People used to try to get me to go out there just to go play at the arcade. Like, I don't go to school there. Like, I'm in the right age at the time. That's a wild thing to do. Yeah, I don't remember 4 settings. E, I think, is, I don't know. I think if I hold the P button, I think that's what tag is. Nice. This is before they gave Ryu the ability to aim his Shinku Hadouken. That's not fun. But I pressed, so I guess it is, but... Alright, I guess everybody has a different lot. Am I too high? If only it killed. Not gonna kill. On the recovery. How is he not dead? Good job, he's dead. Very good. But yeah, man, the fact that I can play this stuff on the Steam Deck. I don't know why I was expecting it to go up to, like, you know, PS1, maybe a handful of PS2, maybe some... Well, I expected most of the stuff on GameCube to run fine, but, like, finding out it plays, like, PS3 and then, like, and, like, this stuff runs great, and I think I can actually upscale it if I want to. And it doesn't seem like it does a lot of damage to my battery life. Like, it's not... It doesn't drain as fast, so... Bad. Oh, I have to make sure when I press immediately. That's fine. All good. Again. For some reason I was gonna get him back down. Oh boy. Good times. Alright. Anyway. Well, I should probably be getting ready for bed because I think I worked 13 hours today. Oh man. I gotta be back at work at 6. I gotta leave the house around like 5:25. I'm gonna go ahead and stop now because it is 11:20 something here. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you later. Peace. Have a good night.